Hello viewer, welcome back to Saturn X. As always, I'm MAP12, and we are going to be running through MAP12, Underground Initiations. And this is going to be a long one. Oh yeah. I thought about splitting this up into two videos, but I decided, fuck it. You know, I can upload a 30-minute long video. It's just this one map. And this map is long. And that's after I cut out, like 10 minutes of me wandering. I mean, this map takes forever. Jeez, but you know what? I bet you're all wondering what I think of it. It's my favorite map in this so far. I mean, okay, this is the point in the WAD that I don't remember anything because, as I told you, I stopped playing at one point. Turns out map 11 was that point. This map right here, gorgeous. I love the visuals. I absolutely love the way it looks. It looks great, and just it has so much variety in its visuals and its sections. And it's so big, and it's just like one of those levels with the music is, oh man, I'm like tearing up talking about the music is great. Like, this is seriously one of my favorite tracks in this so far. And it's just one of those levels with such a rich like atmosphere because of its visuals and its music that you just love to get lost in, you know? Like, the only reason I was kind of frustrated that I was lost for like 10 minutes was because I was recording at the time. I'm sure that if I was playing it solo, I would just probably have taken longer, actually. I mean, really, it's just a matter of whether you get engrossed into the atmosphere of this level or not. And I don't see why you shouldn't, because the visuals are great, and the, it's challenging as hell. At least from my standpoint, I had a rough time. As you can see, I'm playing very recklessly, which means that it eventually comes back to fuck me over. Unfortunately, the fact that I even survived up to this point is kind of, it's a bit of a miracle. But yeah, I probably shouldn't have played so recklessly. I don't know why I did. I recorded this at like 6 a.m. And, because I decided, after this I decided, I'm too tired of Doom to play Plutonia. Because I'd been playing this map for 40 minutes straight. Oh, this is my favorite part of this musical track. Just, such a cool track. So yeah, I'd been playing this for about 40 minutes, and then I've decided, I don't want to do a commentary on this. I don't even want to look at Doom. So I decided to just go ahead and start recording episode 4 of Duke Nukem 3D, which will probably be up later tonight, along with a Super Meat Boy. But yeah, it's such a, this map it's huge, and it's, let me explain myself. In the last video I said, and I already posted this on the Doom World forums, but in the last video I said that the last map was non-linear. See, what I really meant, I just couldn't think of the word at the time, was open design. Like, it had interconnected areas and whatnot. It wasn't really non-linear because the path you take to the exit, by the way, I die a lot here, so get used to this area. Pinky, what are you eating? Pinky, don't eat that. Jeez, Pinky will eat anything. But yeah, what I really meant was open design, because the way you progress through the level is always going to be pretty much the same, so. But this level, you can actually, there's 3 distinct sections, and you get like 3 different keys, and you can get them all in any order. I'd probably go out and get the, I get the blue and then the red and then the yellow. That's a bit of a glitch there. But yeah, I don't know. This is an actually non-linear level, okay? And that's, you know, that's one of the reasons why I love this so much, is that it's really the first, you know, open, challenging, non-linear level in Back to Saturn X. It feels refreshing, is what I'm saying. Plus the visual, just the variety. Like, you got this cave area, you got mines, you got lava for the first time in Back to Saturn X, which is perfect. And it's probably why that is my favorite area in this level, because it's so different from what we've been seeing. We've been seeing, like, green, you know, toxic slime and whatnot. Pinky, what? Pinky's eating something. I think he's under the bed, so I'm fucked. Ah, Pinky. Pinky? What are you doing? What are you eating? Come up here. Yeah, this is gonna be this is a 31-minute video. 31 and a half to be exact. Well, 31 minutes, 27 seconds, and 19 milliseconds to be exact. But, it's just really, you know, I'm gonna run out of things to say in this video for sure. But until then, I can keep on gushing about why I fucking love this map. I don't care what anybody says. Like, I've already seen, you know, some people don't like this map. Some people think that the gameplay or the way you encounter enemies is too easy or something. Like, they're just placed there. But one, you gotta keep in mind that this is a non-linear map. Like they can't really, you can't really plan around certain, you know, events the player is gonna do when you have multiple ways of getting into your room. It's like, and I'm gonna reference a video. It's the Sequelitis, if you guys have ever seen that, just by Ego Raptor. He talks about how Castlevania 1 benefited from being linear because they were allowed to plan around the player's path easily and make the monster or the enemy encounters more fun and more challenging. And in Castlevania 2, they just basically placed monsters around because it's non-linear. You don't want to be like backtracking through an area of like flying Medusa heads and knights and whatnot. And that's kind of what's going on here. I think so, is that you can't, if you're making a non-linear map, like that's totally non-linear, you can't really, by the way, that was a bullshit death. You can't really, hold on, I have to reply to Julian, who's texting me on Steam, chatting with me. You can't really plan around the player entering a room at a certain, you know, entrance or a point. I mean, there are some points in the map where, yes, it's pretty much a dead end, and they do take advantage of that, which I think is great. But for the most part, they gotta make sure that it's, you know, the areas are accessible from all sides, not just the one side that they focused on building traps out of, and then you come in through the back and it's totally a piece of cake. Other than that, I kind of like this, the kind of just shooting monsters that are there, because it feels, I don't know, it feels more open to me when the monsters are just there. Maybe it's because I'm already like engrossed in the atmosphere, because a big part of this level and this whole WAD, you know, is the atmosphere. So if this level may not have the best, you know, enemy placement or whatever, but it does have atmosphere going for it, and it is, you know, really, really challenging. At least I had trouble with it. Excuse me, had to burp there. But I'm trying to exactly think of what I want to say, because I don't want to start like some... I don't want to say like some stupid shit that isn't like... This map is totally linear, you know? I don't want to say something stupid. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that this is a map that has a bit of style over substance, in my opinion. I think so. Even though the gameplay is great, I think it's fine. You know, I think the enemy placement is perfectly fine in this. I mean, it's challenging, it's... You know, they at least have some variety in where they're placed, like you have some monsters on ledges. I do agree that, you know, there are some parts where they put imps on ledges way too much. You know, a bit overboard with that. But for the most part, it's nothing that I got annoyed with. Really, the challenge in this level comes from finding your way around. And because of the fact that you can tackle either area in any order, it's got replayability for it, so... You got that going out for you. And besides, I just want to, you know, this is going to be... I just want to say that if you're complaining about levels where you shoot monsters and pick up keys and then get to the exit, you shouldn't be playing Doom. Like, I know that's not the point that a certain person on Doom World wasn't exactly trying to make, but it really did come off as just, I don't like the part because the monsters, they put the monsters in front of you and then you shoot them. Because that's what it kind of seems like whenever somebody complains about, like, easy monster placement. Or just, you know, like, a monster placement not being unique enough or creative enough. But considering this is a vanilla WAD in a game that's primarily built around, you know, shooting monsters, it's kind of hard to innovate on that, you know? You got teleporting, you got locking them in with you, you got them rising up out of the floor, sure. But, you know, all the basic tricks, you know, we've seen before. We've seen all the tricks of Doom, you know? It's been 20 years. Almost 20 years. I think we can all agree that pretty much everything that you can do with the vanilla engine has been discovered. So, the idea of a map being unique in its monster placement is a bit, I don't want to say fairy tale-y, but I mean, you can still, obviously, you can still have good, you know, monster placement that isn't boring, of course. But, you know, I want to make sure I'm saying the right thing here. I don't want to piss people off. But, I got 30 minutes, so I'm good to just say what I want. We're only 13 minutes in. I guess what I'm trying to say is that, you know, maybe you know, Doom can just be about shooting monsters that are in front of you, because that's kind of what it is about. I mean, it's great that they expand upon it, but honestly, in a map this big and this non-linear and this focused on exploration, I would probably advise to just let it slide, the fact that most of the monsters are just there. Besides, it's not like the monsters are a cakewalk or they're boringly placed. I think they're fine, you know? I think they're placed well. I think so. I fucking enjoy this. I love this map. You know, I read some, you know, opinions, most of which were good, you know, some of which were bad on the Doom World forums, and I still think that this is my favorite map in the entire WAD so far. So I don't know, man. You know, there are people who take gameplay over, you know, atmosphere or music or visuals. They say, fuck all that. It may look nice, but if it plays like shit, if the monsters are boring, then I won't touch it. And that's fine. That's, you know, that's how you play the game. That's how you judge the game. It's good to have those different opinions. But you can't ignore the fact that a huge part of Back to Saturn X is the visuals, is the music, it's the atmosphere. You know, another, you know, fantastic WOD, I think I've already mentioned this like 1,000 times, the Equinox. I adore that, you know, I fucking love it. I just spoiled my entire review right there, but I'll explain why. I'll go more in depth in my review, but a big part of that is the atmosphere and the music and the visuals. You know, it's, maybe I'm just one of those people who, if there's enough style, I will take it over substance. Like Daft Punk, I love their music, but then again, on the other hand, it's incredibly repetitive. Except for their newest album, I don't think it's repetitive at all, really. But, you know, things on Discovery, on Human After All, especially Human After All, it's kind of repetitive. And on Homework, you know, Around the World is just, you know, really repetitive. But it's the it's the sound of the song, it's the style that makes me want to hear more. It makes me enjoy, you know, Daft Punk, and that's kind of what's going on here. It may not have the best monster placement or the most clever fights, but goddamn, just the locales, the sheer size of it, especially, you know, relative to other Back to Saturn X maps. If that doesn't sell you, then I don't know what will, because, you know, it's just, it has so much style to it. And that's really Back to Saturn X in a nutshell. It's just kind of, it's style over substance. By the way, that was a close call on the save file there. But who am I to speak? I'm only, you know, I've only been playing Doom for like 4 years, so obviously you should take my opinion with a grain of salt. Because I can be easily impressed by like anything. You put like Z-Doom particle effects in a WOD and be like, whoa! Dude! You can go underwater, man! You can look up and down? What? Oh my god, man. You know? So, as always, I'm not exactly the, by the way, no, there wouldn't be no secret there. There wouldn't be a secret there, I should be saying. But yeah, we are almost 20 minutes in, and I still haven't picked up a single damn key. I mean, from the outside it looks like, by the way, I just want to say, and this is something that really stuck out to me, but I really love the use of the LED, like the colored lights in this level. I really like the use of it, especially the use of purple. Like, usually purple doesn't do it for me as a color, but this level sells it the fuck out, because purple is used greatly, and I don't know why it stuck out to me so much that they used purple, but it just did. I don't know, just all the colors, they use all the colors, and that's back to that visual variety thing I'm talking about. I mean, you got your cave, you got your tech base, and then you got your lava, you got your, you know, all sorts of colored lights, you got your areas that all look distinct, and you can, you know, I bet if I went back into this map, because I still remember most of it, I could probably do it a lot shorter, because, you know, I remember where things are. And this is what, you know, this is what makes a good Doom map, is just good design and non-linearity and exploration. And I want to go back to I want to point to John Romero's rules of Doom level design. He had a couple rules actually that he wasn't instructed, he made for himself to follow when designing a map. And one of which was to create, well, I'm gonna read off a couple that I remember off the top of my head. I mean, there was one of which was to create, you know, interesting and memorable landmarks so that you can find your way around easier. And this map does that, you know, very well. Like, I can remember most of it, like the lava area, the main courtyard with the big dip, you know, the caverns, and then the big long kind of Quake 2-y hallway to the, spoiler alert, there's a spider demon like right here. By the way, that was the blue key that I just didn't pick up. Like the storage area that also leads up to the blue key, and it's so cool. And there was another design tip that he said, always, you know, always have interconnectivity between areas in order to give your level a more 3D feel. You know, like have windows that look back or look on certain areas, or look onto certain future areas, or have shortcuts that open between parts, you know, that loop around. You know, stuff like that really does help the level feel more 3D, and it feels more like an established world than just a series of monsters that you shoot and you get to the end of. And I feel, you know, this is a map that, and you know, I've been gushing for like 20 minutes now. But this really is a map that just, I feel like I was sucked in, you know. I loved it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If I had to give it a rating, I would give it easily a 10 out of 10. Like, for me, for this WOD. You know, I mean, I enjoyed it. Here's the first cut I had to do, because after I got the blue key, it was basically about 5 to 10 minutes of wandering, looking for the red key area. Not really looking for any specific area, but I've already seen the yellow key, I just missed it actually. So if you go back, you can probably spot it. This is the red key area. It's kind of the most secluded of the 3 key areas, because the blue key area and the yellow key area, I'd say, are more close to each other than the red and the other ones. But the use of lava here and the use of the red color, and just, I mean, look at this. This area is just gorgeous. It's the first time you see lava too, so it's fresh as far as Back to Saturn X goes. Oh, I love this part right here where I just pain stun the Archvile constantly. I don't even bother to hide. Oh man, just, this level's so great. I sound like I'm having like an orgasm about this level, but I am. I'm having a doomgasm about how amazing this level was. Okay, maybe it's not that great, you know, enough to warrant like a doomgasm. But god damn it, you know, I loved it so much. I can't stop talking about why I love it and why all maps should really, well, I wouldn't say all maps should be like this, because then it kind of get boring. But I'm saying that a lot more maps should be like this, and I hope that, you know, a lot more of the maps in Back to Saturn X are like this, because so far, you know, there was nothing like this before. You know, I'm hoping for more. The closest we came was map 7, Metal Mothers, which was my previous favorite map. But this takes the cake easily. I mean, look at that, you know, that vista to the left, if you saw it briefly on that bridge. Beautiful. But yeah, I'm actually designing, or I actually just finished a level for Doom. I know, it's been a long time since I released one. It's supposed to be it's in the Doom 1 style. I just did it, I started it out of sudden inspiration. And, you know, basically I've just been updating it. I've only been updating it when I have inspiration for a new area or how to progress the map. If I try to force myself, I feel like if I try to force myself to map a certain way, then it'll turn out kind of forced and bad and ugly. But if I use a sudden inspiration, then it's like it feels natural, you know? It feels like a natural flow of progression. So get ready to see that. I don't know if I'm gonna contribute it to the mega project or just release it standalone. Can you do both? I don't know, I kind of want to release it standalone, but the other time I want to make a contribution to the mega project, and last year's was kind of like a lazy, oh, I gotta be in this too, like 5 minutes map. But I think I did a good job with this map. I think so. Then again, I thought I did a good job with the maps I did for Interception, and well, those didn't get the best reception. But no, I think this map that I just made is far better than my Interception crap. God, maybe this map does drag a bit watching it now. I mean, it doesn't feel like it drags when you play it, but it's like, holy crap, Matt, just get on with it. And this is, you know, I told you already, I cut out about 10 minutes of wandering. But yeah, get ready for a new map from me in the near future. I think you guys will like it, I hope so. Oh, I gotta stretch my legs. So yeah, this is the second cut I made. This is the yellow key area. It's kind of in the middle-ish. Yeah, it's down in that slime cavern area. So, the thing I like about the keys in this map is that they're not just used, you know, to get to the end of the level. You know, if you get a certain key before another one, you actually can have an advantage because you can get them in any order, but having certain keys allows you to take certain shortcuts to get, you know, the other keys. Like that red key door, if you had the red key before you went to the cavern, you could just hop down, go into the red key door, and just get the yellow key. And if you had this, you know, this blue key, you know, as you went into this area, you could easily just get back up and go straight to the red key area from here without having to do all sorts of, like, Mickey Mouse, like, bullshit running around. I'm not sure why I use the phrase Mickey Mouse bullshit. It's actually from Full Metal Jacket. For those of you curious, it's where Private Pyle's in the bathroom, and Joker encounters him, and he's doing like he's like shouting something, I forget. But basically, you know, the famous bathroom scene where he shoots himself in the face after shooting the Sergeant Hartman. Basically, when Sergeant Hartman like busts in, he shouts, "What is this Mickey Mouse shit?" Which I always thought was a funny as hell line, and I really don't understand why. I mean, I guess it's really, really hard to take, you know, seriously out of context. Then again, so are half the lines in that movie, so... Anyways, this ending section can actually get really hectic really fast because that cyber demon Yeah, I have myself a little field day here with the BFG. I die still. A couple times, actually. But we're nearing the end. Finally. God, 30 minutes. Huh. It almost makes me wish that the next couple maps aren't as long, because I don't want to have these huge, like, file sizes on my ass, you know? Now I'm gonna have to, like, render this video. It's gonna take like an hour. I'm gonna have to upload it. It's gonna take like another hour. By the time you guys actually see it when it's finished processing, it's gonna be, you know, the next day. But yeah, that's pretty much the map. I mean, I still missed a couple enemies, probably in secrets, but you know what? I don't care. This was at the end of a 40-minute journey, and I enjoyed every last second of it. And I didn't want the video to go on any longer than it needed to, so I just hit the exit. By the way, see that use of purple? Man, that is some good purple. But thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.